Welcome to Season 2, Episode 39 of the Bulls Recap Podcast. I'm Joe Cowley of the Chicago Sun-Times. Obviously, you could find me in the suntimes.com. You could find me in a newspaper if you still pick one up, and you could find me on Twitter at jcowleyhoops. Follow. Tomorrow especially, this is the draft preview show. Obviously, the mock draft came out in the Sun-Times on Sunday. Worked on it for days. Fun to do this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is unique because I've done mock drafts every year. I've been doing the Bulls, and this is year going to be 14 or 15. I don't even remember. This is one of the more fun mock drafts you get to do because you're not drying up after the lottery. You're not drying up after 15, 16, 17. You're in the 20s going, yeah, I'd take that dude. Yeah, that dude could have been top 10 a couple of seasons ago in the modest draft. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I've heard the comparisons of this class. Where does it rank? And obviously the LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh class is ridiculous because that one's so top heavy. But as far as depth, where you're grabbing dudes in the teens that become MVPs and Hall of Famers, I mean, you look back to 96, Iverson, Kobe, Nash, Ray Allen. I mean, dudes all over the place. And this is what this class feels like. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We're going to mock this thing out. We'll go to a little Cowley Island visit because Bulls fans are losing their freaking minds still. And then we'll end it with the list, a little fun list. We'll go back through the number 15 pick because I think there's some magical players there. But let's start it off. All right, what we know. Number one, Washington Wizards. For the Wizards, this is good. Usually they're stupid. They're playing this just like you're supposed to play it. Maybe we'll take Peterson. Peterson's the Wizards are the only team Peterson worked out to. So that's his camp saying we think he's the number one guy. Washington's the only team we're working out for, and they have the number one pick. Well played. Doesn't mean anything. Ace Bailey didn't want to go to Utah. Didn't work out for Utah last year. Ended up in Utah and loved it. Okay. So this is all posturing. So don't read too much into it. Number one, I still think Peterson has a chance to be the best player in this draft class. But Peterson, you got a couple weird things that I'm still having problems with at number one. So I'm going AJ DeBonsa. I think the mid-range obviously has made a bit of a comeback thanks to the Knicks and Jalen Brunson and how lethal it was in the playoffs and SGA. That's his game. I think he's a worker. He'll develop the outside shot. I'm not worried about him. So number one, AJ DeBonsa. Now we got another smoke screen. 2, Utah. All of a sudden the Jazz are making it really loud that a guy we all know, Mr. Carlos Boozer, works for Utah. He's a scout, consultant, okay? Fathers and sons have done pretty well in the NBA recently. Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson, obviously different role for Carlos. But could they say, we didn't get DeBonsa, the BYU guy who was right down the street from us. Let's go Cameron Boozer. Let's go Carlos' son. Carlos knows him better than anyone. I think he's the big, sexy, fundamental dude. I have no problem with him going 1, 2, 3, or 4. Any of these 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, or 4, any of them. But they're putting that smoke screen out. I think it's still a smoke screen. I still think with the way their team is set up, they need off-guard, heavy backcourt scoring to go around with Markkanen and Bailey and who's that fit? Who Darren Peterson. So, it's too much talent to pass up. Brings us to Memphis. I think they're a lock if Boozer falls to them. I think they need something just sound in that building. Maybe they're trading John Morant to New Orleans like the latest rumors are. Maybe they're not. Cameron Boozer is the ultimate, let's start this up the right way with a good dude, with a good head on his shoulders, high IQ, not waving guns and having a weird dad doing stuff on the sidelines. Let's just reset this and get this thing fixed. Cameron Boozer is that guy, which takes us to the Bulls. Caleb Wilson's worked out for one team. It's the Chicago Bulls. Caleb Wilson has talked about the North Carolina connection, obviously MJ to the Bulls, and how he would love to be that next guy on that train track. Caleb Wilson and the Bulls. And again, if Peterson slips, I don't red flag it. If I'm the Bulls, I'm like, hell yeah, Christmas in June still. Christmas is coming. Either way, Christmas is coming. So number 5 is the Keaton Wagler to the Clippers momentum. It's like obvious. It's like if they go with anyone else, that would be the first. I mean, this is when the draft really starts because those 4 guys are off the board, and this is where it gets interesting. Could they go A-Cuff? Maybe, but it feels like Wagler knocked their socks off with the workout, and I just feel like that's the spot for him. That's the one that has the most momentum, and don't try and make something too difficult. Here's where it gets interesting. Darius A-Cuff's camp has come out and said that he wants to be a king. Who wants to be a king? That's you're a hostage there, not a volunteer. I think the Brooklyn Nets need a star and need someone to rival the guy right next door to them, Jalen Brunson. A-Cuff feels like he could have that type of potential. Just score. I think he's a better passer than Brunson is, but he's not IQ like Brunson. But I think the Nets surprise and they go A-Cuff at 6. So that's just my feeling. So that leaves the Kings kind of in oh shit mode, which is a place they're very familiar with. So what do? To me, you grab. This is where the run of guards kind of goes. This run of guards is crazy because, again, if I'm a Bulls fan, I would take any one of them. Okay. I think the one they'll look at has the highest potential. I've talked about him before, Mikal Brown Jr. Love him. He's got a LaMelo Ball feel to him that makes me a little nervous because he takes some crazy circus shots but his court vision, and he's 6'4", 6'5". I mean, he's got height for the position. Zach LaVine obviously picked up his last player option, so he's going to be out the door. You give him a year to play with him. I just think that's the best one of the group. I take Brown, and I'm happy, which now leaves the Hawks. They're looking for a guard. Okay, C.J. McCollum is back in the building, and that's great, but it's a one-year deal. Kingston Fleming's from Houston. Baton guy, has a defensive mindset to him, which Atlanta has switched to. After they got rid of Trae Young and got him out of the building. So that feels like, okay, Kingston Fleming's, he's going to have a year under C.J. McCollum, going to learn the ropes, learn the system. Atlanta's got a deep roster. It feels, do they have that superstar? Not yet. It feels like they're close to that, but it feels like they have some depth and they're building this thing the right way. Number 9, things have changed. Dusty May is now the head coach. I had Braden Burries, and I'm going to stick with Braden Burries just for mock's sake. He feels like that perfect kind of backcourt guy that could play either guard spot, has a defensive mindset to him, which I think Cooper Flagg would love, and that front court would love with Lively and guys like that, Gafford. Who knows what they do with Kyrie? Maybe Dusty May says, I can work with Kyrie. Maybe he says he's a pain in the ass. I don't want that. But could they go with a Michigan guy because Dusty May knows his guy so much? Could they go with Lendabor? Could they go with Ade Mara? Could they go with Merez Johnson? I mean, I think all those guys are on the board because they're all around that territory. They were in that 9 to 13, 14, 15 area anyway. So does Dusty May say, hey, I trust one of these guys, or I trust, this guy, and because I worked with them? Things have kind of changed with the Dusty May hired. But for right now, I'm going to keep it. Best fit for them is Braden Burries from Arizona. A lot of things to like about him. Number 10, I don't know why there's so much momentum about Nate Ament from Tennessee going to the Bucks, but there is. Obviously, this could change drastically if the Giannis trade happens. Who knows? Who knows if there's another team involved? Could it be, obviously, they would get, if it's the Miami thing, they would get pick 13 as well. They'd have to, so they'd have 10 and 13. So maybe that changes their point of view. But we don't know yet where Giannis is going, so we're going to stay with he's not a reach here, but he's just kind of could go either way. I mean, feast or famine type player. Could develop into something really nice as a forward. Could be just a wow. All those guys were on the board after him. Why did we pick him? So, number 11, I would hate to see it, but I think the Warriors understand window is about to close. Steph, Draymond, Jimmy coming back. Does LeBron join them? Who knows? But the only way this final swan song of the dynasty works out is if they could find body to put on Wemby. Ademara from Michigan is that body. Not that he's ready to do that, but he's a body to at least start and say, okay, big boy, you've got your 7'5" alien. We've got a 7'4" guy that we feel like, hey, at least he can put the body and match you and make life uncomfortable for you. So I'm going to say Ademara just because that the dynasty is about to close and they need some help there. That leaves us number 12, the Thunder. Lendeberg is a perfect Thunder guy. I mean, it's almost too perfect. He's a grown-ass man. Windows open now for a championship. You're not worried about his age, and he's about to be 24. Who cares? Come in here, be a dude, be a dog. You know, you don't match up with Wemby's size, but you match up with being physical, and we're going to go ahead and let you do that. That seems like a perfect fit. But watch OKC moving. I mean, they just don't have enough roster spots. They made a move today, Monday, the 22nd, that clears one spot. They've got 14 guys on the roster. I mean, they still need to clear spots or move some of these picks because they have multiple first-round picks. So we'll see how that plays out. But for mock's sake, let's say Lendeberg goes here. That leaves us 13, the Miami Heat. Who's more Heat culture than Merez Johnson Jr.? I mean, he puts the Bam and Bam out of bail. I mean, that's too perfect. And again, all bets are off if Giannis is traded. This becomes Milwaukee's pick. Milwaukee, hey, physicality, Merez Johnson Jr. To me, 13 is a good spot for him either way. 14, the Hornets. They kind of they need like pure rim protection, but their mindset is we're just going to outscore you from multiple positions. And that's why I think Heinz Steinbach he's a big, but he doesn't play like a big. He's more of a stretch 4, could play 5. Jaden Quinton's has been rumored here as far as if you want that pure rim protection. I don't see it. I think that's a little bit of a reach for him. And this feels more like, all right, let's get the kid from Washington who's got a lot of skill, and he fits into our offensive identity. So that takes us to 15. Bulls, second pick of the first round. I've been on this guy for a while. It hasn't changed. Yeah, I moved some things around and played with it and always come back to this guy. Now, if Ademara falls, we'll get back to that in the list. But if Mara falls, I mean, to come out of that with Caleb Wilson and Ademara and say, okay, Modest, you are now 3, and we got some serious rim protection. So, Josh Giddey, if your defense always isn't straight on, we got you, my man. So Cameron Carr, though, is the guy that keeps popping up for me. I think he could develop into a two-way player. He can already shoot the 3. I love the fact that he came to the combine. His wingspan was like 7'1" for a 6'5" guy. That's ridiculous. That's tying your shoe without bending over. Scored 35 in the scrimmage. And again, the main guys didn't play in the scrimmage, but he came out and said, okay, main guys aren't going to show up. I'll be the main guy. 35 dropped on your asses. So I like that about him. And I think there's a 2-guard vacancy just screaming, hey, give us a two-way player. He fits a lot of the slap stuff that Bryson Graham has talked about, and not that they're just looking for slap guys because they're looking for best available. So it keeps kind of coming to him, and that takes us to 16. The Grizzlies, second pick for the Grizzlies, LeBaron Philon from Alabama. He could have come out last year and been a first-round pick. I like the fact that he went back to school, honed his craft, and moved up the draft board to where he's just possibly in the lottery or just outside the lottery. I think 16 is a good spot for him, especially if John Morant's on the move. So keep an eye on that. 17, Thunder. I don't think they're going to keep this pick. I think they're going to move this pick. Say they don't, and they move Dort or they move someone else on drafting. Another perfect guy for them just because he can develop. He's not in a rush. Luxembourg, if I got him taking Luxembourg with the first pick, he's ready to go. But you also want that next wave of guys because you're going to have to continue cycling guy through the system. Just with you can't be a second apron team year in year out. Kareem Lopez, developmental guy, New Zealand. He'll be the first Euro taken in this did play in college. A lot of upside. Teams he's kind of like jack of all trades, master of none. But he'll have time to develop, and what a great place to develop. So I have him going with the 17, Thunder's second pick. Hornets then. All right. We got our big. Let's get some guard depth. And to me, there's this next wave of guards, whether it's your Christian Anderson, your Abuka Okori from Stanford, kid from Iowa, we'll get to in a second. I'm going Christian Anderson here. And again, it could be any one of those three. I'm saying Christian Anderson. He'll be a good, safe backup to LaMelo Ball. That leaves 19, Toronto, looking for guards. Okori from Stanford. If he was 6'3", 6'4", top 10 pick, top 7 pick. Ball's on a freaking string like a yo-yo. Handles ridiculous. Kyrie-like handles. Breaks guys down, gets to the rack. And again, this is in college. He's doing this. But things in college are more compact. Getting to the rack is no easy task in college. NBA, the floor is spread out more. Things just feel open. He was doing this in college where he was just busting guys' asses and taking them to the rack just with his ball handling. He's just little, 6 foot, 6'1" on a good day. My Illinois license says 5'8", 5'9". So Raptors, 19. 20, brought this name up a couple times. Wemby needs a little help. San Antonio, he needs a little help. That was evident. Fourth quarter, tongue hanging out. Luke Cornett was not the answer. Jaden Quintance, who could be a guy that you're like, how did we get this guy at 20? Or why did we get this guy at 20? That's him summed up. Blew his knee out first year, went to Kentucky, only played, I think, 4 games at Kentucky because the knee was a concern, and he knew I gotta save this knee and make sure. So if the medicals have all checked out, this guy can be one of the ridiculous elite shot blockers. And if you really want to mess with teams and kind of make Wemby a stretch and put Quintance in, and then on the other end say, have at it, could be a nightmare, could be a matchup nightmare. So I didn't mention him by name because wanted to kind of, ease into it. Pistons number 21, Bennett Sturts, Iowa. Stock's really going up. There's a couple guys that are climbing. His is climbing, and he's in that next wave of guards after the Cal Browns and Kingston Flemings. There's that next wave. You back up Cade Cunningham, my guy. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So you get to learn from an all-star, and I just think that's a good spot for him. 22, a guy I really like. I mean, if he's there at 15 and the Bulls took him, I'd be like, great. And again, this gets to the depth of this draft. Philadelphia, Chris Senick Jr. The Joel Embiid thing is what it is. You need to get another big in the building, not named Andre Drummond. You just need to. 6'10", 7'5" wingspan. Comes from that Houston mentality, kind of a rugged mentality. He does have some finesse to his game, but he can also be a dog. I just think it's a good spot for him. Another guy that the Bulls have been rumored to at 15. Again, getting back to the depth. Dalen Swain, slasher. I got him going to Atlanta at 22 or 23. To me, this is a good fit. Defensive upside, slasher, needs to work on some things, but just an athlete. The rumor to the Bulls, or at least on the radar, he's a slap guy too. So, yeah, Bryson Graham's coming from Atlanta. That slap mentality is still on the board. Trust me. That chalkboard still says slap on it. So that's why I got him going to Atlanta 23rd. 24th, the Knicks. What are we doing here? I mean, payroll-wise, Mitchell Robinson's probably going to be the odd man out of this thing. So Henry Vassar, North Carolina. You get a big that, you can't play hack a Henry like you did with Mitch Robinson. It's going to be tough losing Mitchell Robinson for them. His value, I think, is one of those things that's more felt inside the locker room and in the coaching on film because of all the little things he does that doesn't show up. But you lose a big, you replace a big. So that's what the champions got going. 25, the Lakers. Malik Thomas. Is LeBron there? Is LeBron gone? Lakers need 3-point shooting. Plain and simple. They need 3-point shooting. And so you get one of probably the more versatile backcourt assassins in this draft, and Malik Thomas can freaking shoot it. 26, Allen Graves. Again, perfect fit for Denver because he's not the greatest athlete. He's a high IQ guy. Doesn't jump off the charts. But analytically, he's ridiculous. He's just like, damn, dude. Again, jack of all trades, master of none, but very versatile. Good fit here for Denver. That's kind of their mentality. The Celtics, 27, I talked about dead-eye shooters. Isaiah Evans from Duke bombs it. Joe Mazzulla, love him. Corner three, whatever. Perfect fit. And again, who knows what happens with them? They're supposedly in on the Giannis rumors as well. Keep an eye on that. That's heating up. 28, and this is just because I have to put him somewhere. And there's not a, hey, he has to excel right away. Koa Pete from Arizona, who almost went back to college because his combine was so piss poor. I mean, he's a first-round talent. He was a top 10, preseason in the mock drafts. Koa Pete was right up there in the top 10, at least in the lottery. He's played himself and combined himself out of that. But I still think he's a first-round talent. I just got him going very late. Timberwolves have a lot of bodies in the front court, so they could give him time to develop. So Koa Pete, 28. Timberwolves. 29, the Cavaliers. Terrace Reed Jr. from Connecticut. Jared Allen, disappointing playoff run. Is it time to bring in the heir apparent and make Jared Allen tradable? A big. Mobley's a stretch guy. So Terrace Reed Jr., and that's just because, and it doesn't matter. Kenny Atkinson will ruin him anyway, but, don't tell Kenny that because he invented basketball. And number 30, as right now, that belongs to the Mavericks. Who do I have for that? Oh, Sergio Delera. Interesting dude. 6'5", big kind of point guard. Plays with a swagger. He's smart. I think he'd be initially a perfect rotation guy. Comes in again if Kyrie's there, he gets to learn in the building. I got them already drafting Burris, but this will give him a second guard in case they do want to split with Kyrie. So that's how I got it mocked, and that's why I call this every year. I call it Joe Cowley's annual mock draft. Sure to go pick or wrong by pick number 4. Sometimes it's made it to pick 5 or 6 and it's still been right. Sometimes by 2, it's been blown up and out the window. I feel pretty good that I'm going to get past 4, that the title of it in the Sun Times will hold true, that it will actually get past 4, and then 5, all bets are off. So that's the mock I have, which takes me right to Cowley Island. I'm confused by Bulls fans. You were handed a Christmas present when Portland made the playoffs. They gave you basically a lottery pick, 15 just outside the lottery, in a loaded draft class. And again, somewhere far, far away, Arturas could be patting himself on the back and saying, I did this. Okay, you did it, whatever. Part of the Lowry marketing trade. One of the earlier moves he made, kept getting kicked down the street, but now it's here. And what perfect timing for it to be here. But Bulls fans and guys like Cap, who we just talked to pre-show about this, just want to get off this 15th pick, want to move up from 4, want to it's almost like there's panic where they're enjoy, open your Christmas presents and shut the hell up. It's not that when you break down this class, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4 is not a consolation prize because of what happened with 1, 2, and 3. 4 could very well be the number 1 pick in a lot of these drafts from the last 5 to 6 to 7 years, not last year's. If Cooper Flagg was in this draft, Cooper Flagg is still going number 1. But then you could argue VJ, Dylan Harper, Con Knipple, where do they all fit? I did something in the Sun Times where I actually did a combine draft of 25 and 26 and what it would look like. And it makes you think, and it makes you really go, damn, would I want Dylan Harper or would I want what AJ DeBonsa could be? So, Bulls fans, stop trying to ruin your own damn Christmas, okay? Number 4 is not a consolation prize. Number 15 is not a big panic where you got to move up to number 10 or number 11 because there's a guy you absolutely have to have. There's not a big difference from 5 to probably 17, 18. I was going into the low 20s and going, I take that at 15. So I am not an NBA scout. I am not a fortune teller. But what I can tell you is this draft class is a sit back and enjoy. And whoever you get, this front office has not had a misstep yet. And I know it's so early in this thing because we were talking like this early on with AK. That look at all the right steps they're making. And for a year and a half, look at everything they're doing is right. But what I'm telling you is trust this guy, trust the coach, but trust this draft class. It is deep and it is loaded. Stop trying to ruin your Christmas present. Trade with your brother or sister. That looks bigger. I want that one. Shut the hell up and enjoy it. There's no consolation prizes in this draft class. All right, let's go to the list. Talked about 15. We all know I settled on Cameron Carr, but we'll go through it from 5 down to 1, who I would most like to see him get at 15. Number 5, I brought his name up, Dalen Swain, Texas, 6'8", slasher, defensive mentality, poster boy for slap. And then, again, I'm predicating this on we got Caleb Wilson at number 4, or we even got Boozer. So we added a front court piece that I feel comfortable that Modest can slide over to the 3. Swain, to me, can be that kind of wing that this team lacks. You know, Isaac Okoro was beat up a little bit last year. Don't know how much, he's only got 1 more year left on his deal. So it feels like that's a perfect spot for him. Number 4, another guy brought up, Chris Sennick Jr., Houston. Just love his wingspan. Again, you got your 4. You got Modest going over to 3. Why not get a guy that has 5 possibility? He could be more of a power forward, but, number 3, Jaden Quinton's. Is this I'm putting that bat all the way back and swinging for the fences? Hell yeah, it is. Could be a big swing and miss, but if it hits, the way he looked when he played before the knee went down as a freshman, you were like, whoa. Whoa. So I like whoa. Number 2, I don't think he's going to be here. If he is, and the Bulls can walk out of this draft with Wilson and Ademara, ridiculous. And the number 1 guy, because I think he's the most realistic, and also I think he's a great fit. I think he's a great kid from everything I've been told. And this team, I'm tired of the specialization. I want two-way players. Caleb Wilson has a chance to be a two-way player. His defense is there. Shot blocking is there. His dunk ability and his inside game, his athleticism is already there. He needs to develop an outside shot. But he feels like he can be a two-way dude. Cameron Carr can be a two-way dude. So I got him number 1. I don't remember being this excited about a draft because it's funny. Will Gottlieb and I think I've told this story before. I think it was the second time they were playing Charlotte. I think they played Charlotte. It feels like they played them 3 times, maybe because of the in-season tournament. Did they have an extra game? I don't know. It feels like I was in Charlotte more than once, but whatever. It was a home game. Knipple's just assassinating the Bulls. Just you're like, damn. And I remember I turned to, it was just fun watching him. And I was like, why can't we have someone fun to cover? Well, where's our fun guy to watch? I mean, all these guys were great to talk to. The Bulls, before the trade deadline, had one of the greatest locker rooms around. Fun guys, fun to talk to, fun to trade barbs with and make bets with Io and me on the Bears and Steelers. And just, it was a great group. Vooch, great group. Probably one of the better locker rooms I'd ever covered. But then the games would start, and you'd be like, they underachieved, but whatever. But you, as a writer, you want to cover something that's fun, exciting. It's coming. I mean, I'm excited. Usually summer league, I'm a hostage. I'm getting on that damn plane, going to Vegas, stinky Vegas, with people that I don't want to see. And it is a get in and get out. I'm like, I can't wait to go to summer league. I want to see these dudes play. So hadn't had this feeling in a while. Excited about it. Bulls fans, relax. The great Aaron Rodgers told you all years ago, relax. Relax. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Enjoy the ride. Stop ruining your own damn Christmas. We got a draft show coming tomorrow. I'm hoping the crime dog is with me. I believe he will be. Cap. We never know. Cap. Could be a Cap appearance. So join us then. But until then, I got next.